Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Nerd Herders. I'm Rich.
I'm Nick.
And today is going to be Stream It, Pitch It, Play It, minus the Stream It.
Ooh.
No streaming this week.
We're dehydrated.
A little backed up. We gave each other a couple movies to borrow this past week. We talked about it earlier in the week. We each saw. I gave him Straight Outta Compton. I watched Ex Machina. He let me. So we decided to forgo streaming it. But next week though, you can find out our thoughts on The Wire and Dear Zachary. But we do have two segments.
We do.
Returning of the Stream It, Pitch It, Play It. Since there's no Stream It, we have. What do you want to do first?
All right. Let's do Pitch It.
Okay.
Really quick. All right. So you gave me Beer Can Beach Party.
Something like that.
It was Beer Can.
Was
Beach
it Beer
Party.
Can Beach Party?
It was Beer Can Beach Party. And
I think I told you it could be anything. I mean,
you
genre.
You didn't give me a genre. So typically, again, for those who have not heard Pitch It, basically, one of us gives the other a title and a genre, and then we have to create a movie
or TV show or
whatever,
game or anything
form of entertainment, and then the other person says whether or not they would be into that.
Yeah.
And so you gave me Beer Can Beach Party, and instantly where my mind went with that is, those like 1960s like beach party bingo, like all that type of, like Rock Hudson or whatever that bullshit was. And I thought, all right, beer can though. Beer can's a little bit trashy. And so I thought that it would be like a rednecky kind of beach party musical. And then
musical or
like a musical.
Okay.
It would be a musical.
Okay.
And then I was thinking like, all right, who do you cast in this? And the first thing that I thought was the lifeguard on this beach is Larry the Cable Guy. And then the lead is this like greasy looking little mole man played by DJ Qualls. Back from wherever he's been.
I miss DJ. I actually like DJ Qualls.
Yeah, he's an entertaining guy. So DJ Qualls is our lead. And then I was like, and basically it's just that typical thing, like he's kind of like the nerdy little redneck, and there's like the frat guys on the beach and they won't let him play frisbee. And he's singing about it like, stop spinning your frisbee, look at little old me. I made that up.
That sounds exactly like he would probably sing that.
And there's like the beautiful girl that he wants, and she can be played by, let's see, what's her name from Spider-Man?
Kirsten Dunst?
Sure. I wasn't going
Who were you thinking of?
From the new ones.
Emma Stone?
Emma Stone. Emma Stone's in this movie, and DJ Qualls wants to beach party her bingo, with his beer cans. And then I was like, all right, but there needs to be a little bit more.
Okay.
And so there's a mayor of the town that this beach is.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to tell you who plays the mayor. But first, before I do that, I have to tell you who's directing this movie.
Okay, who's directing it?
John Waters is going to direct this movie. He's going to come back. And the mayor is going to be played by a CGI recreation of Divine. John Waters directing DJ Qualls and Larry the Cable Guy in Beer Can Beach Party, the musical. And it's going to be trashy, and it's going to be awful, and it's going to be crude and lewd, and there's going to be a CGI Divine. What do you think?
I was really with you.
Okay.
I'm not sure how I feel about the CGI Divine part.
It can be a hologram.
Because I feel like Divine's like it's just one of those like actresses that you just kind of you leave her alone. Like you don't want to soil that with like a CG. We don't need like a CG Arnold in Terminator 4.
That's exactly what. Maybe all right. How about if she's animated? It's an animated Divine.
Like a stop motion.
Sure. Yeah.
But I love the idea of John Waters directing a trashy beach party movie with DJ Qualls and Emma Stone and Larry the Cable Guy, whatever. It's a redneck thing. He's got to, I guess, be in it. That's like he has like a life contract on that kind of thing.
Yeah. He'd be like, "Oh, get her done."
Yeah, and he comes in, says his line, gets paid a couple million, and walks out. But I love a John Waters return to a trashy.
What it would be.
Reminds me a little bit of The New Guy, maybe because you brought DJ Qualls into it.
Sure.
The New Guy on a Beach.
Yeah, New Guy on a Beach.
John Waters. I'm in.
There you go.
I'd watch it.
Cool.
Good pitch.
All right, thank you. So
Greenlit, it's happening.
If you would watch
next
that,
summer.
tweet at us.
Yeah.
But now I'm going to give you yours.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you a spooky movie.
Okay. So it's gotta be spooky.
Called The Hourlies.
The Hourlies.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, all right. It doesn't have to be a movie.
Okay. Was that the next question? Does it have to be a movie, or are you saying
spooky
something spooky called The Hourlies?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
Cool.
All right. So
that
you'll be back in a couple weeks, probably.
Yeah. Whenever I come up with it. Now, next up, we have a segment that we started this
way back in episode 1.
Episode 1. We were in episode 20. We started this show off with. We've got probably by this time almost 100 videos up on our YouTube channel.
It's been a lot.
And this was video 4 from episode 1. The third
1.4, you said that you were going to play a game.
Yeah, 1-4. We said we were going to start this game called Pitch It.
Yeah.
Part of our Stream It, Pitch It, Play It, or Stream It, Play It, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Where we choose a game from each other's backlog to go and play and talk about the game. I gave you The Last of Us, which you had not played.
Yeah.
And for a while, for the first few weeks, I was asking for updates, and you were like, no, I haven't played it, I'll get to it eventually. So here we are, 20 weeks later.
Yeah.
And you have finished The Last of Us.
I finally did it.
Finally did it. Took him 20 weeks.
So we should say that we're going to have this conversation, and it's going to get into spoilers for Last of Us.
Yes.
And I think I might have been the last person who cared not to hear spoilers for Last of Us, but you've been warned.
You know, there was a remaster that came out a year or two ago, so clearly there are people who have not played The Last of Us. So if you have not played it, this is going to get into very heavy spoiler territory.
Yes.
So, whatever, be warned. Yeah.
Alright, so I played through and beat The Last of Us.
Now, before you start, you had started it, or did you start from the beginning when you did this? Or were you?
I was like 2 hours in.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, so you know at the beginning, Joel and Random Woman and then Ellie.
Yeah.
They're like, you're going through Boston. I had not gotten to the point where she had died yet.
Okay, so that was really early. That was very early.
Alright, so this, for those who are watching and don't know what it is, basically this is a game made by Naughty Dog, makers of
Uncharted, Jack, Crash,
right,
way back in the day.
And it's supposed to, like, basically, well, it starts off like with a flashback, or not a flashback, but
just
like,
starts off
and then like some basically a zombie outbreak,
a virus thing comes out,
basically like 28 days later type situation, and then like this guy Joel, his daughter dies, and then it flash forwarded about like 20 years, I think, give or take.
Something like that, yeah.
So like civilization has kind of crumbled. There's no governments really anymore. There's no technology. All that's gone, and it's just kind of like
a typical zombie apocalypse setup of like, here's these communities have evolved, have grown, and
things really kind of look like if you've seen the Will Smith movie I Am Legend.
Yes.
Like it opens in Boston, and it looks a lot like that, like grass.
Everything's overgrown
and out of cities, and things have fallen, and yeah. And so he meets up with a girl named Ellie, and it turns out that she has been bitten, and when you get bitten, you transform. It's basically like, I think they describe it later in the game as like a kind of like a fungus mutation.
Yeah, all the creatures aren't really zombies, but they've got like these big like fungal and mushrooms and stuff.
Makes you super aggressive. And,
yeah.
And there are different variations of that can happen to you. But she was bitten, and she does not change. She's immune to and so then it's like, then he is convinced that he needs to take her to this group called the Fireflies, because she has the virus.
She essentially holds the key to.
She holds the kind of
like an antidote almost.
Yeah, she's kind of could be the savior of the human race. And then so the journey of the game really is kind of, the crux of it is like getting her to a place. And it's like the journey across the country. But really what it is, it's a journey of this guy who has kind of hated life and been reserved and held back since he lost his daughter, and then being thrown into being one-on-one with a girl who reminds him of his daughter, is a similar age to when she died, and kind of outgrowing that kind of hatred of life and accepting her and moving past his daughter's death. And that's kind of the journey that they go on. And there's a lot of standout moments in between, and it has the structure of the different seasons.
Yeah.
And it goes to some crazy story moments that I didn't see coming. I had heard, I think, at some point that you play as her at some point, and so I wasn't sure what that would mean. And then, like, there's a point where you kind of think that he has died.
Yeah.
You're not really sure, and it opens up in winter, and you're playing as Ellie, and I remember, like, when he gets impaled, like, I was just like, oh my god, this can't be happening. Like, he can't die. Is he gonna die? Like, you get so attached to these characters, these two, specifically. But there's great characters along the way, too. I forget the character's name, but, like, the one guy who they meet in the town, his name might have been Bill, and he like,
oh, yeah,
and he's,
yeah.
like, he's actually, like, gay.
He's, like, held up in
magazines.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many great little characters like that, and Joel's brother, too, that they meet. And by the end of it, it's just like, well, we should talk about the ending.
Okay.
What your thoughts are on the ending. But, you know, it has great cinematic moments, great gaming moments, but it never feels distrue to itself. Like, it has what could be described as boss battles in a way, but they feel so organic to the story. I mean, like, there's the part when you're playing as Ellie, and there's the guy who's trying to get her, and you're going around, and you have to sneak around. Like, that is a boss battle. It is like a stage, like a...
Yes.
It is, but it's not. It feels organic within the story. And there are parts where, like, you have to face off against a couple, like, giant mutated people and get past that. And that is kind of like a little boss part, but it's not.
It's all very organic.
Yes. And that, I really appreciated that about it. And the story is really smart, and there's so many things you can pick up along the way. Audio tapes and comic books, and as you're going past stuff, if you look at her at the right time, like, she wants to talk about something, and that builds their relationship and stuff.
It does a very good job of feeling open world without actually being, like, you can go and explore this house or this area behind here, but, like, it's still very linear.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's making you go through the story the way they want you to, but again, with feeling a lot of exploration, which I appreciated. So in the end, well, basically he gets her to the Fireflies, and it turns out that to kind of to get out of her what would be the antidote, they would have to kill her. It's attached to her brain.
Yeah.
And so then Joel's like, you're not going to do that, and they are like, get him out of here, they're going to kill him if he does anything, and you have to kind of fight through and kill all the Fireflies, get to the top and kind of rescue her. This is a big dramatic moment, and then he kills, like, the leader, and then...
Yeah.
And so you have to kill all these people who presumably are basically doing good. They're not. Yeah. They're not bad. They're
just trying
the only way, and it leaves you. It left me conflicted because, like, and so he breaks her out. He kills the leader. He kills all those people, and then she wakes up because she had been kind of almost in, like, a coma because she almost drowns.
That's right. Okay.
And so she's asleep. She doesn't know that to get the cure she would.
When they knocked her out. Because they were going to operate on her too.
Well, yeah, that too. But she's not awake when they're out or anything. And you kind of know as the gamer, and having played as her and having spent all this time hearing her talk, that she would have done that.
Yeah.
She would have given herself up for the cure. She thinks it's important to go on and all of that. And so when Joel does that, and then afterwards she goes, what happened? And he's like, turns out they had a bunch of other people who already were immune, and they already have the cure. They didn't need you. And let's just go back to where my brother was, and let's live out life, basically. And so he lies to her, and then it's like, then you have to think and then it kind of ends.
Well, yeah, there's that moment of, like, are you telling the truth? He's like, oh yeah, you can, like.
And she's like, okay.
She has that, like, look in her eye, like she knows but doesn't want to press it.
Right, but she's kind of taking him on his word for it, and then you kind of have to. So you have to kind of decide, like, how. Like, I wasn't sure how to feel about the ending. Like, I think what I came away with is he kind of does the wrong thing. He does the wrong thing but you understand why, and that's why you're okay with it, because he views her as a daughter, and you understand why he would do that, and you understand, like, if you were in the same situation, you would probably do it too.
Yeah.
But he does kind of the unspeakable actions where like he shoots the doctors in the heads.
Like, I'm just gonna. I don't care. I'm gonna slaughter these people like you would your daughter. Like if someone was trying to harm your child, you would.
Yeah, it's so conflicting, and that's kind of the beauty of the ending too. And it is the beauty of the ending. So when you hear these rumors about the sequel, I really don't know how to feel about that. If it were a true sequel, if it was a sequel featuring these characters, I don't know how to feel about that.
No, my hope is that if it really is the last of this sequel, which presumably they would make sense to make one because this was so critically acclaimed and made a ton of money and blah 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 blah, then it would make sense to have it set elsewhere. Like it's taking place in the same universe, the same world, but it's a different story, different characters, different whatever. Because it doesn't make sense to really have these unless they come up with some brilliant thing.
Sure, and they might.
But it definitively feels like this is the end of their journey. This is I don't need to see anything more about this. Like this is the spot we're left with.
But sometimes, and you think about other mediums. Sometimes when you think that a story has been told and it should stay, sometimes the best sequels come out of that.
Yeah.
So it could go either way, but I feel if there was never another one, I feel like this is a great self-contained thing. So I've already talked about, I love the story of this game. I loved, the performances were great. Because a lot of it was mocapped.
Yep.
Have you seen the footage of them doing it?
Yeah.
And all of that was really good, and I loved how it was, like we said, open world, but also, or not open world, but it feels
it's linear, but it has that openness.
Right, and it has great moments and this and that, and the turns it takes. But the other thing that I really appreciated about the gameplay of this game was that you can do it how you want to do it as a gamer. You can play through so much of this stealth, or you can just go guns blazing, and you can find ways. And maybe there's sometimes where it's better to do one or the other, and you have to work at it to make it work. Yeah. But I don't always like stealth in games. But there were times where I was like, all right, I'm going to try and just go around and get these guys.
I'm like, I see this thing, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with this thing. I'm just going to try to be as sneaky as possible.
And sometimes there'd be like these big moments, and there's like a huge thing, and if you don't want to handle it, there's a way to just get past that.
Yeah.
You can just not kill anything. And other times it forces you to.
There was a couple of those where I'm like right towards the end, and I was just like, I don't want to deal now. Nope. I'm sneak by. Yeah. But I had a couple issues. Like when I played this game, I played it when it came out. Got it at midnight. I played it for probably about 3 or 4 hours, and I put it down and probably didn't play it again for about 6 months. I was like, okay, it's fine. I just couldn't get into it until I picked it up later and started from that point. But there were moments in it where, in that first bit where I had there were some weird things with the AI and stuff like that. Where I was like, oh, I'm being stealthy, and then Ellie and I can't remember the woman's name would just their characters just wander into the open, and I'm trying to be, and then making noise and causing things, and I'm trying to be sneaky. What are you doing? So there was some problems I had with that.
That might have been some stuff that they kind of fixed with
that could be
the remaster. I don't know, because I didn't have an issue with them. I think ever getting me caught. It would usually be things that I did wrong. Another thing that I really liked about it too was the way that you craft stuff.
Yes.
And you have to obtain a bottle and liquid and tape and stuff to make a Molotov cocktail. And I also really liked that the system in which you craft that, you can't just pause the game and make something. You have to find a space to cover and do it in enough time, or you have to, or switching guns. You have to if you're out of ammo, you have to switch to another gun, and it takes you time to do it. And if there's something to run at you, you're probably gonna die.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed all of that aspect of it. Sometimes it felt a little bit gamey, and every drawer has alcohol still in it.
Yeah.
But overall, I thought it was really, really well done.
I'm glad you liked it.
I liked the game a lot.
This is one of those games similar to sort of Life is Strange, where it's this, where people they like to kind of put down video games as not being art or not being worthwhile, and it's no, these are the kind of story-driven experiences that make me feel just as emotional, if not more, than any movie or TV show that I've seen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where it's if you don't think gaming can be something really interesting and truly an art form, here's this.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just as compelling as any movie or show.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that, there's been rumors of the movie for a while, and I think it could be great.
Yeah.
But I think that it also this was the perfect medium for this story to be told in this way. And they're going to have to change some stuff around.
Yeah.
And we'll see how that goes, because I don't know. I loved it.
Cool. I'm really glad to hear that.
Yeah, really, really enjoyed the experience of playing through it. So, now I give you a game.
You do give me a game.
So I have a list of games that you gave me that you have not played that you own to go through, and I'm picking a game that might not have been your first choice of the games you gave me,
Okay.
but I'm going to give it to you anyway, and it kind of coincides with this game. It's another Naughty Dog game. And I'm going to give it to you both because I'm interested to hear what you think of it, but also because I think I'm doing you a favor here.
Okay.
Because I know that you're going to buy Uncharted 4 when it comes out,
Yeah.
regardless, but you have not played Uncharted 3 yet.
Correct.
So you're going to play through Uncharted 3.
All right.
Because
That's
I know
fine.
that you would get 4 and you'd be like, well, I'm not going to play it until I play 3.
Well, no.
And if I didn't make you play 3 now...
My plan was initially to play 3 before 4 no matter what. So I'm
Sure,
glad you're giving me
but
this.
maybe you wouldn't have.
I would have.
Maybe you wouldn't.
I would have.
But so I'm going to give it
Okay.
to you. You're going to play through Uncharted 3.
Okay.
And I've actually been wanting to replay through... Well, I don't have the Nathan Drake collection. I wanted to get the Nathan Drake collection. I wanted to play through all of them again because it's been a while since I played through them before 4. We'll see if that happens, but maybe we'll have played through it at the same time.
Well,
probably not.
Took you 20 episodes to play Last of Us.
I know, but you also, and we talked to, I mean, there's a lot of games out, but you also gave it to me right at a time when, like, 16 other games that I wanted to play.
Oh, you were playing Destiny the whole time.
I played Destiny, and Battlefront, and Halo, and other games, and then holidays happened.
16 games. All those 16 games.
It was too long. In the future, we won't take that long.
Yeah. We will try to keep this a little more. This was a different kind of thing where it was such a story-driven game that you wanted to wait until you finished it so you could we could actually have a full discussion on it.
Yeah.
So...
And, I mean, Uncharted also is a story-driven game, but you also play video games way more than I do.
Yes, that's fair.
So I think that you won't have as long a time.
I mean, when I played the first 2, like, I played them in, like, 2 sittings. Like,
Right.
because they're so... I'm just like, I just want
But they're
to
very cinematic.
knock it out and not kind of lose my spot in these.
Cool. So it'd be interesting to
Yeah.
hear what you think of it, hear if it makes you more excited for Uncharted 4, less excited for Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We will.
So we'll be back with that. But we do play other games, we do other things, and people can find out about that by following us on Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm at Stonks.
I'm at Rich Belson. The channel is at OABeer_official, and you can email us at overbeerofficial@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/overabeer. If you like these videos, please share them with your friends and subscribe to our channel. We do content almost daily, 4 to 5 days out of the week. We always have content, sometimes 2 videos a day.
Yeah.
For Nerd Herders, we hope to have some more stuff soon, but
And if you don't like these videos, why are you torturing yourself? Just stop watching.
you can stop watching. But if you do like them, subscribe. Give us send a little subscription, leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about anything we've talked about. Or something that I should play, or something that he should play, something that we should watch for Stream It, whatever the case may be. And I think that's going to wrap it up for today. So until next time, we'll see you guys later.